Hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm Sir Brian Hattrick, and I'm here to guide you through tonight's men's circle. I am just getting the stream started, but I have a little homework left to do. One second. I need to send an invite to the stream to my good friend Greg, who will be co-hosting with me tonight. Just let me know if anybody comes in. Just say hi. Copying link. Okay, so I copy. Boom. Just gonna start a little intermission music while we wait for people to kind of come on in. Welcome to the stream. How are you? I just posted the link for getting into the stream. You need to make a StreamYard account. It's pretty simple, but then you can come and hang out and participate in the men's circle with me. I need at least one other person. It would be good. And I got my wish. Everybody, welcome to the stage. Badger.
Hey, what's up, brother? How are you feeling?
Hey, Badger, how we doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm almost home. I was at the store right down the street from my house, getting some water. Welcome everybody to Men's Circle, episode 4. How's everyone doing? Is there anybody in here? I just got in here, so
we have our friend Cuts that just came in. How you doing, Cuts One?
Hey, what's up, Cuts? Brother Cut. Awesome. Yep. Okay, I can see the comments. I just gotta click on the comments.
I just reposted the link if you want to join in tonight for any amount of time, Cuts.
I believe he's at work right now, but I'm sure that.
No, honestly, you can participate in the comments. Like, you don't have to feel like the only way to participate is in the video.
I think he'll have a break soon. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, whenever you go on break, come on in.
Yeah, we'll be on for quite a bit. So, I guess, Brian, what have you been up to last week? What were the top 10 positive things this past week? Or if you don't have 10, I guess 2
top
to
10
5.
positive things.
Top 10, that would be pretty cool.
Okay. I don't even know if I want to spoil it, but I am officially moving to the garden.
Woo!
I'm going to be living between there and my other community. So I'll have 2 spaces, and it's going to mean a lot of huge changes.
Fucking hell yeah, man. Congrats.
Yeah.
That's big. I know that's big for you. That's something big that you've been wanting to do for quite some time. So
yeah, it is really big. And, it was silly for not doing it the last time I had the chance. And it's only going to bring more prosperity into my life, more money, and a stronger connection with the earth. So all good things.
Stronger connection with others. Being able to help others connect with others, because you're going to learn too as you go.
Yep.
I got to look at Cuts. Good evening, doing well, awesome. Yeah, my creativity is coming back finally. I've been doing like more comedy art videos lately. It actually makes me feel good to do stuff like that, because that's what I used to do on the other channel.
Yeah.
A lot more, and it brought an entertainment to a lot of people who kind of feel displaced. I feel like a lot of people are displaced that I guess are more of the empathetic or empath community of people who kind of we see things in a different perspective than most of the population, right?
Yeah.
And something comedic and fun and entertaining for people like us, because let's face it, there's no funny movies that have come out in a long time. I haven't heard of one. Like, everyone's saying, oh my god, like the last time I heard a movie like that was like Hangover 3, and that one wasn't even that funny compared to the first 2. But like, it's just been a while since I've heard a bunch of people talk, man, that movie's hilarious, you gotta go see that movie. When was the last time you heard that, or TV show? And what the best medicine is laughter.
You didn't like the Barbie movie?
Was that supposed to be
or rather, should I ask you the other question? You didn't find Oppenheimer hilarious?
God. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's some people out there that find something like that that's funny, but I didn't watch it, but I'm sure there was some great comedy in the Oppenheimer movie. What a head case that would be, huh?
I'm sorry, I was feeling goofy, but yeah, that is my kind of humor sometimes. I'm a little dark, folks.
Yeah, that's kind of what the Truth Vibration show pretty much is for the darker humor things, and then this is more for the spiritual side of stuff. And we talked about that last week or the week before? Yeah, last week. This week we figured out that we could StreamYard on here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like opening up with something positive that's happened in our life. My supervisor is going to try to get me to go full time at my job. We all know that there's going to be a mini Greg coming into the world in April. And I told them that, and they're like, "Oh my god, congrats!" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Yeah, you need a full-time job, don't you?" And I'm like, "Yep, I need to get the full-time." And they're like, "All right, I can help you with that." I'm like, "Cool." So at least something, something positive's coming out of this. Some nice full-time job. It's a decent gig.
So is that a suggestion for people trying to find employment?
Oh, I've always known that works to get people because
Oh, I'm having a baby. Oh, and then just get the
yeah,
promotion.
yep. They're like, oh yeah, we'll give it to him because they need it because they're gonna have a kid. Blah blah blah. It's not like I'm lying, but I know people do that to get. So now I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna use that fucking excuse. I'm like, I've seen so many people use that excuse. I'm just gonna use it now. I don't care. I got myself a Christmas treat today. Something I haven't had in a good while. I'm gonna eat some pizza. Good pizza. So, is it the healthiest food in the world? Hell.
You broke up, Greg.
Did I cut out?
You did cut out.
I said, yeah, pizza is one of those foods. It doesn't need to be healthy because it makes you feel
It's one of your
good.
staple foods because
Yeah.
you're a greasy Italian.
I'm an Italiano. I'm Mario. I'm gonna jump on the mushroom. Oh, I'm getting out my car. One second. Oh, so those are my positive things. Do you have anything else to share, Ryan?
Well, I don't know. I'm just doing a lot of awesome building projects. I'm feeling good about that. I've had some good workflow.
Making that money?
Making that money.
Oh,
My two friends are going to be less directly involved with my inner community, but they are starting their own. Likely, they sounds like they're going to buy land up north. So you might get your wish.
I think that's something. Yeah, like hearing that.
But like, just imagine like the hot desert camp isn't doable for half the year. And so the other half of the year, it sure would be nice to be up in the mountains somewhere where it's woodsy and nice. So
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do.
I want to live half and half.
You get better sun too in the mountains, like for plants. Plants grow like up in the mountains better, like vegetables. I mean, I'm sure you knew that, but maybe some people are listening to it. Full time is the only way unless you're off grid and sustainable. Yeah, Cuts is right. Yeah, I mean, I guess since this is the man's circle, when I wasn't working, and Brian can contest to this, I felt so incomplete. I did not feel good when I wasn't working. There is something in us, I think, as men that maybe not all men, but I think as a man, as a person who likes to be a man and wants to express being a man in a positive way, and not have a stigma about being a male and what it takes to be one, that working is a big crucial part in a man's psychology. I feel like there's something ingrained in us. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know if you agree.
I do agree, and that's why you'll find that a lot of people who make their money early in life that try to retire early end up just going back to work and even older people that retire. Sometimes they think they're retiring because they need to, and then it's actually the work that that they need for their day-to-day routine to make sense.
Right. I felt very lost when.
Although maybe we're programmed. Maybe that's just programming, Greg. You ever consider that?
True.
That we have been programmed to work ourselves to death. That's the type of enslavement program that you've been signed up for before you even knew what thought was. You were being taught these concepts.
I mean, I 100% agree with that, but it's like more of the concept. You get up and you're like doing something rather than. But yeah, I mean, people are programmed to be workhorses.
Yeah,
and
no, I think you should get up and do something, right? But like society has turned it into, you should get up and be. You know, it's a different concept. Be a slave to the dollar, and I think you should get up and serve yourself as much as possible.
Right.
And sometimes serving the dollar takes away from that. And that's why people suffer from less self-care and less time doing the things that will connect them back to themselves.
Yeah, money is obviously a root of evil. It's not all evil. People say it's all evil. It's just a root of many other roots of evil, of the tree or plant of evil. But like, money can be good too, because money is set up as an incentive for you to motivate yourself to get more if you want more and to achieve something higher. But then of course there's always the negative side to it. You can become a greedy piece of slime and like be like a micromanager or micro boss and slave drive your workers and not pay them well and be greedy and a slime ball. But like, there's also the good thing, like you can be a good boss and employ people and have a nice job and good insurance for your employees and have them nice and healthy. I mean, I know places that do that, so have a nice positive work environment.
That I posted Cut's comment here because I think it's a really valid point, and you can't deny its truth. But that is also just the matrix that we're in.
Right.
Like, it's a tool that we have to. I foresee on a small scale communes being able to work, but you can only have so much derived out of an economy based on free will. And when the circle grows too big, then people lose accountability and personal drive because it feels like everything's already taken care of.
Here's the this is the dark truth of what freedom is. And money takes away freedom, actually. Freedom is up to you. It's up to your parents, obviously, to a certain point, but it's up to you as an individual to thrive and survive. And in a free world without money, let's say barter system or some kind of other alternative trade source, you have to have a skill or you die. And that is a huge motivator to get people to probably get really good at something or multiple things. But now it's become a system. And the system, you can still do that and become that, but it's becoming more or less like a welfare type state where a lot of people are just getting handed money. And where I work, I see it, like hardworking people who got to pay a lot of money for health insurance. And you can tell some of the people I call who don't have to pay for any health insurance. You can tell that they're slimy. Not all of them. There's some good people that are poor, but you could tell, like, wow, like
this is crazy. Like these people, they don't even make that much. Like if you're making more than I think 80,000 a year, you can't get this stuff that I'm using if you don't have any dependents. And the people who are making near that are paying like fucking $900 a month for fucking health insurance. And while there's other people who aren't doing anything, getting it for free off of their work. And when you give people stuff for free, what does that cost? I mean, you can't. When people don't earn something, can you explain it for me, Brian? You know where I'm going with this. Like people who are getting stuff for free, they're not gonna, I guess, appreciate the value of said thing, right?
Okay. So here's something that I actually learned while doing tarot readings for people and other herbal services and things, and
Cuts.
it's that somebody will not value something that they don't pay for. Well, they can, but it's just they're not going to value it as much as something that they've paid for. So actually having a price on a tarot reading will make somebody take it more serious, or when you're doing any type of work for them, energetically, like if they aren't giving something, like there's a blockage there in just how they perceive the service. And so it is a very valid thing to like be on point with that, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, Cuts. I know Cuts probably just saw who just went live, Monograph.
You like this hat? Yeah.
Shout out to that guy.
It's my new one.
Yeah, Brian's right. I think, or I guess if you barter something, you know, if you build a shed for somebody, you know, maybe they give you a cow or something that like is, I guess, equal in value if you're going to do it that way. But either way, it's a system where you've got to provide something to someone else and they got to provide something to you. And it's just a natural supply and demand of things. And this is where, like, I feel like a lot of people are trying to do what you're doing, Brian. And obviously, I've been trying to do it, but yeah, I have money, and that's like the biggest determinant I've had my entire life. But like, I mean, I'm kind of doing it out here. I guess out here is just like a practice run for me. Like, it's like I'm getting the practice to do these kind of things and see for myself what it will be about. And I feel like as a man, that's something that we have to do. Is I don't necessarily mean take charge or be a leader in anything. I don't even know if leadership is even the right term, but to be, I guess, a good example.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah. So I know for a fact I'm not always going to be the best example. I mean, everyone's got skeletons in their closet, but like, we just got to learn from the mistakes and move on and grow and talk to each other and not tear each other down.
That's right. And, you know, sometimes your life journey takes you in funny places, and it can be a bit of a puzzle. And, you know, some people just stay lost. But I think that to get to where I am today, even the places where people might have thought I was stepping out of line, those had parts to teach me that made me who I am today, for sure.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I remember when I first met you,
Swear.
Yeah. I'm like, you're coming out. We're going out. We're gonna have a good time. You're like, no, and then you are like, yeah, I'm having a good time.
Yeah, that was a good time. And sometimes people need help getting out of shells. You know, like I was actually not long before we met. I was freshly into a trauma that like I didn't have very good ways of coping with it. Like I could talk to people at work, but in reality, I was shelling really hard and spending a lot of time alone, and it was really difficult to just get myself out of my box and to get myself to do anything that was extracurricular was exhausting because I wasn't enjoying myself. So I needed somebody to help me kind of break out of that and just start breathing again because of the trauma. Hey.
Am I back on here?
Yeah, and I was just telling the story a little bit more, but I mean, yeah, like you helped me break out of a trauma that I had gone through, and I mean, honestly, like relationships can be like one of the hardest things to get over. It's like losing somebody you love, but then involve a child with that, and it'll really mess somebody up. So I always am grateful to you for that.
The psychological torture that you had to go through, well, especially the stories I heard from our neighbors that that you talked with Ray and them.
Ray and Rini, yeah.
Yeah, and they told me some stuff, and I'm like, wow, man, like, damn, that's awful. And you know, you were able to mentally keep it together. Yeah, I mean, you went the hermit crab mode, and that's fine. Like sometimes you just gotta like kind of be in a shell and kind of reflect and work through it. You know, it's not like people like us have like a therapist on fucking hand. You know. So like people like us, we gotta figure out our issues on our own.
Breaking out.
Also, pets are. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Pets are a great way to build a friendship or a bond. Pets are a great way to I wouldn't say be mature, to what's it called when like people are in the military and they gotta get up every morning? Discipline. It's a great way to learn discipline. And obviously, yeah, I mean, they're like a friend, and there's someone there that you can talk to. Like a dog will listen.
It's a good way to learn discipline when you're a child. I feel bad for any dog that's somebody's tool to learn discipline.
Right? Hold
on. How many dogs have you had?
4.
4. Yeah, you've had quite a few dogs. So, I mean, at this point, you're like very experienced as a dog owner. But like, if somebody never had a dog and never had a younger sibling or parents with a dog, and they were like, I just want to get a dog so that it teaches me better self-discipline, I would be like, whoa. Like,
I don't know where the hell. Speaking of dog, I don't even know where the fuck he just went to. What the fuck? This is why I fucking hate working this late, dude. Because like I gotta walk. There he is. Hey, come on.
He's a wonder dog.
Oh, he's a Sagittarius, so he's a little shit. Like me.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, the dog next door is in heat. Come on.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I think discipline's is a great factor to learn when you grow up. One of the biggest things I did to teach myself discipline was going to the gym.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, obviously my parents obviously get had their own way of discipline, but like there's like external forces of discipline, which that would be one of them, right? Parenting, but then you need internal or intrinsic motivation. And that's inner self work.
That is.
And there are studies done, and they both go both ways of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. More studies do say external factors are more effective. But, these are studies I do when it comes to exercise, not with other psychosocial norms. And I believe it because when you have like a friend or something with you, like you guys kind of do like a positive competition. And positive competition is really healthy. Brings out the best in you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think a lot of people that have like a lot of jealousy and envy and narcissism, where they can't humble down and like positively try to compete with each other,
Yeah.
and grow. And that's what we're trying to do right now. We're not doing any competition, but I mean, Brian and I, we would compete in window cleaning.
I'm very competitive with window cleaning. It's how I was. It's literally how I got good at my job.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it. Is it a ghost?
I don't know.
Run, Greg. Run.
Dude. Dude. What do you mean? What
do you mean? What do you mean?
Dude, that's really weird. What the fuck is that? Why is there a fucking car at the end of my driveway? Dude, Brian, it's coming down my driveway. Come on. I donated plasma. Sorry. Oh shit. Hold on. I'm going to my neighbors. What? Come on.
I'm so confused.
Dude, that car's coming down my driveway, Brian.
It is right now?
Yes.
Well, maybe it's a friend.
What?
Go say hi.
No.
We're just built different, Greg.
Say hi? Who the fuck could it be? Coming down my driveway. Okay. I donated plasma, so I can't run. Fucking hell. Dude. What the fuck? That's weird as fuck, dude. And Odin's with me, so I can't go near my house. Well, we're just gonna go. Come on.
What if
Anyway, what were we? Huh?
something good?
Huh?
What if they have candy?
I don't want any candy.
They could have like maybe they need help.
I'm sure they do in their brain.
Why don't you go give them a hand?
That would be paid enough.
At least bring up the camera so we can see this shit if you get killed.
Fuck, man, my phone's gonna die soon, which sucks. You're not gonna be able to see. I'm in the fucking woods, dude. Yeah, I can't believe that car went up my driveway.
Greg's like turned into a horror movie. Now he's standing in the dark in the woods. Yeah,
Right.
Space Troll says, yeah, ask him what he's doing. Take a picture of his license plate. Maybe a friend can trace it. They are always on the internet. I started taking pictures of people who were following me.
Shh, I hear voices. Dude, they're at my RV right now. They're at my RV. Odin, Gale. I might have his leash on him. Can you still hear me?
Yeah. We're here.
I'm gonna check what's going on, and then I'm gonna call the police. Okay.
You're gonna call the police? You don't even know who's there.
Dude, what do you want me to do? There's someone at my house.
Okay, yeah. I guess
Oh.
maybe it's somebody looking for you. Bounty hunters from a planet Nebula. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. I'm like beyond words after that. I don't know what I should do. He just like came back on for a second. Yeah. Knows. Yeah, I know the cell phone wave thing is so real, but it specifically is just a mood thing. Like with the cell phone waves technology, like they can basically influence your vibration in how you're feeling. It's wild. It's why there's like sudden bursts of madness in people. Like I'm so aware of it now that like I've been like just like really conscious of those moments and like observing and like only like the really strong minded can like ignore those cell phone waves. And like there's something else that's been happening where like I can hear shit coming out of certain devices that people can't hear. And like I think that's something crazy, some sort of crazy psyop. Like, what if the government actually puts little fucking sound emitters inside of your electronics and most people just can't hear them? But they're like, yeah, stay smart. Anyways, I'm sorry. I truly didn't mean this to get all conspiracy and weird. Don't know. I'm hoping Greg just rejoins us shortly, and it's just a giggle fest. But like, if anybody would like to come in the box, I'm gonna repost the link right now. Um, make sure that we, um, you know, make sure that we get some more participation and continue the theme of the men's circle. Oh,
Come here. Oh, come here. Come on. Get in the car, you fucking retard. Fucking dog. Come on. Get in the car. Oh, fuck, dude. Dude, someone was just dude, my fucking door and shit was open in my house.
yeah.
Yeah. Get in my car. I'm gonna go for a little bit.
Well, just start driving.
Yeah. That's what I'm do. That's what I'm about to do.
Unless they marked
That's
your car.
At least I'm in a car. Oh, no. I just can't hear you. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Get my seatbelt on so the thing won't beep.
We have a special guest. He's multitasking, highly talented.
Is that Cuts?
Yeah.
Oh, yo, what's up?
The one, the only Cuts.
It's the Foley one that's Cuts.
So,
Just give me a minute, you guys.
no
You're
problem.
good.
No problem. I was let you keep doing your multitasking.
So what were we talking about before, Brian? Before I just had to have like that incident happen?
I don't know. Are you fleeing arrest right now?
Yeah. I am. I'm gonna call my neighbor tomorrow and be like, and ask them if they saw that car. Neighbor's right there.
Huh.
I'm just gonna check the cameras. I've got a camera right by the entrance. So I'll have to pick up that camera and look at it when I get home. I want to keep it there. So find out who that is. So yeah, sorry guys about, me having to deal with that, because that was just like a really weird thing that just happened.
That sounds super sketchy.
Right? I don't know anybody out here.
I'd be running up on motherfuckers if they even like violate any of my shit. I'll just be like straight run up on a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what Brian would do? Brian, what would you do? I think what Brian would do is that he would probably do like the One Punch Man super serious punch.
Real shit? Real shit. I mean, yeah, I would have gone and poked my head up and like
I would have did that if I didn't have Odin. Odin would have gave me away because he was like sprinting around and acting like a crazy fucking dog. So he would have gave away and he could have gotten hurt, whoever the hell it was. You know what I mean?
Hold on, give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Odin's not mean. If he was a mean dog, drag him out. But he's not mean, so it's like, fuck. Or he might be. I don't know. I actually don't really know if he would be mean to a stranger because all the
actually, even though this isn't Conspiracy Channel, just because Space Troll and Cuts are here, I do want to bring up something. Like, Greg and I want to start in a new direction because, like, our grand conspiracy is that they just want us distracted by all this bullshit and disagreeing with each other so that the same people stay in power. And it is what it is. But, like, I think that for our actual truther community health, Greg and I are going to become truthers that debunk bad truths in the community. And it's going to be a weird run because we're going to get a lot of resistance from people that probably would have supported our channel in a different way before. But people, I think, that are really open-minded and actually looking for the truth will see what we're doing, because I think when we see that, like, some people's whole being are, like, invested inside of the flat earth theory instead of talking about the child molesting ring that runs this fucking world. I think that we are really struggling as a society to see, yeah, it is brainwashing tactics. They want people to be consumed with stupid shit and to be arguing about stupid shit instead of being arguing about the good. Like, and so, I mean, I really think that Blade about this wheel is so. I really think that my mission in the next year with Honey Badger on the other channel is to specifically go after different conspiracy theories that are easily debunked and not productive. And then in sum total, like, we're going to do the best work we can. Like, and we feel like we can be a really good, as debunkers, we feel like we can also be open-minded enough to not debunk things in a malicious way, you know, because we came from the truth community. So, like, I think that our engagement will still be open-minded enough to still listen to the truth, no matter what truth comes out of our research. So that'll be like the cool thing. Maybe we will be surprised with being unable to debunk some ones, and that'll be also just our end story. Like, oh well, we went to the drawing board, we put together evidence, and we can't say yes or no. So unsolved mysteries. I think that would be, you know, a really healthy direction to go, because what's not helping is there's a lot of sick brothers out there who get penned up. I mean, for instance, there's like people who still get pulled into the JFK assassination thing. Like the conversation matters to their life today. Like, it would change something. And it's like, you need to have like real distance between yourself and some of these topics that you handle when you're in the conspiracy realm, not to be too consumed, and to be able to really discern what is knowable truth.
Right. I mean, I agree, because these people are, you know, it's a shill, right? Like, it's a community of shills that do what Brian's saying, like, deceptive. They're worse than CNN, because, I mean, CNN is like pure obvious, and people who don't see that, I mean, my mind's still boggled by that theory. But, like, you know, there's people out here who are looking for the answers, and then they come across these other types of things that are like becoming religions and cults, and very malicious and hateful, and we can't have that. We need to empower each other. That's the best thing to stop the New World Order. I mean, that's what they don't want. They don't want people to be empowered, and they want people who have differences to not compromise. And, you know, Brian and I, we have differences all the time, but we compromise all the time. There's some women out there that I've been able to compromise with, believe it or not. I don't really talk about them as much, because, you know, I respect them enough to not like blurt out their, you know, information out here. But like, there's people that, you know, if you can talk to people in, like today, I had a phone call. This guy was like going ballistic. And I was already annoyed from the caller before, but I'm like, okay, this is a whole nother person. So like, I gotta like settle down and be okay. And he was like freaking out, and I just calmed him down. I'm like, hey, man, it's all good. Like, I get it. You know, you just got, you know, X amount of money taken out of your bank account. I mean, you're infuriated, and I would be too. This is all I can do, because we don't do billing here, but what I can do is give you some information so you can figure out what's going on. And he just like completely calmed down. He was like, oh man, thank you so much, brother. Like, you have no, like, at first he was like, do you even know what you're doing, to like call me his brother? I mean, just by talking to him. and cool them down and understanding where they're coming from. This is called empathy. This is actually real empathy, like not that bullshit they teach in school empathy, which is actually sympathy. They just call it empathy, but like, you know, being sympathetic's okay. You know, there's time and place for it, but it's really not nearly as effective at consciousness level or vibration level compared to empathy. Because once you put yourself in them shoes, who can feel how they're feeling, and then you can express and conversate with them and engage, and that's the better way to have dialogue to begin with anyway.
Yeah.
You know, our communication doesn't come from what's coming out of our mouth. Relatively, language, the way that we perceive it, is relatively new, I guess, in humanity, depending on how old you think we might be or what age we might be in. If this is the third or fourth time around on this cycle of society or not, but like, regardless, speaking is relatively new. It used to be like hieroglyphics and what's the other one, papyrus or papyrus or some shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they had papyrus scrolls but I think that scrolls were actually made from hide more than papyrus.
Yeah.
Which would be, what do they call that again? Parchment. Parchment is hide.
Yeah, Brian, I have had long conversations because you know how they said that the printing press came out, what, in the 1400s or something like that? That there's been books far before even the Alexander Library. Oh, yeah.
Like the very concept of a book, they found the oldest book is gold tablets that were bound together the way that pages of a book are bound together, and there's like several of them making this like a thick stack, right?
Yeah.
But like what I think that relic was like an accidental survival after some old book purge, and you know, there's definitely evidence that scrolls weren't the only way to transmit knowledge, and I think, you know, that's part of maybe the mystery of like the burning of Alexandria. Like when you just think about data storage, it's like you can't tell me that people didn't think of a book. You're gonna, yeah.
It's kind of, yeah, I get it.
like if you were to write something and do it on scrolls, you would need like shelves and shelves and shelves of scrolls for like one like complete work from a great mind. You know, I mean, it would be at least like one shelf for like containing tons of scrolls, like all those writings combined to make that one thing. Like it's a data problem.
So you think that maybe there was like some kind of supercomputer?
No, I think that's possible too. I think at Alexandria that they had books, but that was already like after the fall of whatever, and society was having a problem recovering from the old society falling, and Alexandria was like this preservation site that was like the last like book reserve.
Right. So, well, yeah, I mean, that's a pretty interesting concept to think about, you know. These are good things to do, even in men's circles. Talk about the things that we think about, too, you know, and not be judged on it. I mean, depending on what it is, it's like some crazy ass shit that maybe we're going to have to, but like.
I quite enjoy history.
The real his story.
The
Is
real
there-
one.
Is there any real history to tell?
I don't know.
I don't
Is
know.
there? There might not be. This could just all be a matrix, and everything that we're told is just all a bunch of nonsense.
Well, I would just people always complain about like reporters today, and then like you go back in time and like they weren't any better or worse. They were just different. Their language was different, but they were the same.
The concepts are the same. Yeah.
Yeah, like they've always been trying to distract people. Newspapers will shamelessly like hide advertisements as real articles. The amount of endorsing that newspapers do is just like ridiculous. People talk about clickbait today, and it's like, yeah, but like newspapers have always been doing this. You used to only have newspapers as a reading option, and newspapers would let you get halfway through an article before it would actually tell you that it was an advertisement. I swear. You'd be thinking that you were actually reading a real story, and then it was like, oh, check out this like new way to cook your food.
Right. But yeah, if you read like political campaigns back in the 1800s, like Abe Lincoln, a newspaper then, it's not even that much different than now. It's really, and know what, the language is not even that much different either. It's not as mean as it is now, but it's pretty much the same fucking bullshit. It's the same bullshit. Like the tactics are the exact same shit. And historical wise, I believe the Catholic Church is one of the first institutions to utilize propaganda by methods of political means. But who knows if that's true. How's work, Cuts? Good.
Good.
Hold on. I'm just getting home. Oh, I see that there's someone commenting in the thing. Come on, you gotta get out. Get out now. Come on, you gotta get out. Come on. Odin. Come on, you idiot. I'm sorry about that noise, guys.
So wait, you got in your car and you drove around for 2 minutes and then you just went back?
I'm gonna sit in my car.
Oh.
So wait, there's some dude like creeping around on your back road on your property?
Yeah, that you remember you guys heard that music? I saw the headlights coming down the driveway.
And apparently his door was open, so they
Are they
went in.
trespassing and everything?
Mm-hmm.
You need to go
If
check out your
someone's
place.
trespassing, I would fucking run up on the motherfuckers and do their ass in.
I didn't have anything on me to do it with.
Right.
And I had Odin with me. If he was in the camper, I would have probably done something. But he was.
I mean, unless it was like some obviously fucked shit where they're outnumbered or whatever the fuck.
Dude, Odin's
Yeah, that sounds hella
Odin-
shitty. That's like
Odin is
not
tough
cool.
as shit. That dog jumped out of a car at 40 miles an hour and fucking walked that shit off. I think you send Odin after one of them and you fucking club the other one to death.
Hold on, I do have I gotta get my my piece. Oh. Yep, there it is. All right, we're good. We're
I
good.
had some there's like people that always like trespass behind our gate. They do that same type of shit sometimes too. And like the last guy that did that shit, he was like fucking seemed hella weird. And I was trying to be really nice to the guy. I was like, "Hey, you're trespassing. You can't be back here." And he like wanted to say some shit to me, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "You better get going, guy." And then I started flashing on this dude. He was like, "Oh, okay, I'm so sorry." I was like, "Yeah, get going." And then fucking I just like kicked him the fuck out of there immediately.
Yeah, that's how you show dominance. Pull your cock out, fucking look him right in the eye.
I mean, this guy looked mentally ill as fuck. I was like, dude, you better get the fuck off of my property immediately.
I understand that energy.
Well, with me, I'm in the middle of the woods, and I was not prepared for it. So,
And then luckily my landlord was right there too, and he walked up, and then I was like, all right, cool, thank you. I gotta go. I was like, this guy, I told him to leave 5 times, and then I was like, I'm about to fuck him up. And then luckily my landlord like took over and was like, yeah, it's cool. And like he was like, I'm sorry. And then
what's up, man?
luckily but they have done weird shit where like after weird shit they fucking people sneaking creeping around and all this type of shit. I hate that shit when you're, especially when you're not there. Like what in the fuck?
Yeah, if I was home, I would have been more like if I was in the house, I would have fucking been ready. Fucking be like, all right, come on in and fucking smash. But I'm like walk around with the dog outside. I didn't want to give away my position. So it was like kind of chill. Because the dog, like if the dog was inside and I was inside, no one's gonna know where I'm at inside. I know I've got a good hiding spot inside. And fucking smash the motherfucker. There's only one way in.
You got to get some Second Amendment going, guy, because like you could just run up on his ass and be like, "You better get the fuck out of here," you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna let my neighbors know. And there's some crazy redneck neighbors. But that's part of like being out here in the country. Like
That's
people
probably one of your redneck neighbors. It's probably
no, they're old. They're like really old people. They're not listening to that kind of music. You know? I will get these people one way or another. They never know. Right?
I don't mean to sound like a tough guy or nothing. I'm really not. It's just like that type of thing. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, I'm coming in.
I mean,
well, sometimes you gotta be smart about what you're doing. You just can't go in head first.
Yeah, it can go bad. However, I mean, I don't think that you should walk around the world looking at things coming down your driveway as being bad things necessarily.
Right. I would always give it the benefit of the doubt and try to be nice as much as possible.
Not 10 o'clock at night. And no one's ever come to my house since I've lived here for 3 years at 10 o'clock at night.
I still would because you don't know. Maybe they're lost.
They're lost. They're going to come way out in the middle of nowhere into all the way down my driveway in the south. Like when the guy came here to help us put the trusses up, he was afraid to come down this driveway. He was like, dude, like, I don't know. I don't want to get shot because people down here, they'll shoot your ass. Yeah. It's different down here. It's not like the city, dude. But aren't you alone, Honey Badger? This is my reality. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I'm alone. So I get my head bashed and no one's going to know and I'm just dead. So there's that part too. So yeah, I mean, I just kind of waited it out. I'm not gonna go in head first. I'm gonna figure out who this is before I do anything. Maybe you guys are right. Maybe it was just like a random person just coming down someone's random driveway at night in the south.
I'm sorry. When somebody does this, does that mean pussy? Is that what that is? Is that 2 legs with a hole?
Oh, then know that this is a troll.
Really?
Just like the spit and mocked certain people in history, they never knew how powerful they were. Oh, let's get rid of this guy then.
Ooh,
This is a
you could
troll.
not as
Huh?
scared or nothing. No, let him stay. Let's see. Natural born rebel. Got some shit to say.
But now I'm gonna be ready because now I'm just chilling right here. Speaking of, where is Odin? Crazy ass dog. Don't you guys want an Odin? All right, well, what else do we want to talk about here in the circle?
Well, I guess I want to talk about. I want to ask everyone how they recenter themselves when they find that somebody has tilted them a little bit and they feel like they're about to smack somebody in the face. How do you deal with that moment?
Lately, I've just been going live and letting it all out, but fucking, I mean, it kind of does help me to just let it out and then talk to the people, I guess.
You've seen
I
me
don't know.
say, baby.
I don't know
letting it
another
out,
way to really
let it out
help.
in a healthy way, or
I
are
don't
you?
know. I don't know if it's like the whole thing. I mean, maybe the healthy thing would be to like just totally ignore it and stuff. But then at the same time, it's like kind of critical. It's like, yeah, I'm not okay with that. So I'm like, kind of like, I don't know what to do. I just
Honestly,
kind of react the way I'm just reacting. I mean, the way that I would, I guess. I don't know if it's right or wrong.
I think that, yeah. I mean, there's no right or wrong in the world about things like this, but I feel like, I mean, obviously, we don't want to be like super aggressive unless we absolutely need to. But like when it comes to like things that are bothering you, I think if we should just learn to unblock our throat chakras in those moments when we're thinking about holding it back, and say it initially in the nicest way when it's an early thought. Because if you don't, then it becomes something else when you say it later on, now that it's made you uncomfortable, because now you've been like violated in a way by something that wasn't honoring what you needed to communicate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just
Yeah, most communications are
like
verbal.
balancing the conversation between all the people that keep coming in here.
I know. But yeah, I just think that in so many situations in life, if we just learn that it's like trauma that keeps us from communicating in the moment when we need to say something, and then it gets suppressed, and when it comes out later on, it comes out stronger, and if you suppress it again, it'll just come up stronger. So it's one of those things that I think most old people just figure out, because eventually, like, if you're doing it the hard way, you just get beaten down. You know? Greg, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. That was good.
Well,
I don't know. I've been working on my own heart and the reflections around me and stuff, and I feel like ultimately, like, the thing that's totally insane is that we make justifications for war in society, like our governments do. And then on a micro level, we do this with confrontations all the time. And like I say to you that there is no truly emotionally evolved, intelligent way of looking at it other than there is no positive war. And that slapping somebody in the getting slapped in the face is no justification for slapping somebody in the face. And we are failing at a micro level sometimes to see this, but then our governments are consistently justifying their actions in war, and there are no justified war actions.
I could make a contrarian point to you, not to like argue your fact, but because that's a fact too. I believe what you're saying is a fact as well. But then at the same time, you could argue, or I could argue, what do you think about this? Do you think there's something that's worth your fighting and dying for?
I mean,
Because
right.
I wouldn't let nobody just fucking just try to ruin me. I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna probably try to do them in if they try to do the garbage that I don't stand for. I'll be like, yeah, that's not happening over my dead body. And I think that's how it all escalates and gets created. And I get it. I mean, I hear what you're saying as well. You can go the other way, I suppose.
I mean, as hard as it is to accept, yeah, like even if you steal everything I have and fucking do me really wrong karmically, like
it's still not a win.
It's still not a win to strike you back, and that like all right,
neither of them is.
But like look at it this way, like yeah, like I've lost something, but like karmically, like doing bad back ensures like mutual growth on both sides in the negative. And like this is how like generationally you get left with stories where both sides end up feeling like, well, you killed all of our fathers and our grandfathers, so I'm gonna fucking get you. And it's this, you know, that's because they've been, you know, like this for so long. And retaliation
I guess what I'm kind of talking about is if you approached a situation and it was like diabolically hella bad, like there was something that was going on and you could stop it, but you risked like your mortality yourself to do so. That's kind of the way I see war. Like if you would stop in and stop what was really horrible or not. Because I don't think it's even right to sidestep that. Like if somebody's doing something atrocious and you could like be like, all right, like, you know, kick them off of the person or something.
I think that justice and war are two separate things, and that if we stopped waging war, that we would just hold people accountable for justice, you know, or something like it.
Right.
Honestly, like, let's hold people accountable for starting war. Let's hold people accountable for and then we can have. That's the only type of war that will be then. Will be the justice system versus those that have been found guilty.
Then what's the punishment? I guess. I'm just saying the thing that I lack of understanding of the people around me is how so many people will have something bad happen to them and then insists on stabbing back in a way that is actually detrimental to themselves still in that moment. Even if you aren't looking at the karmic waves of every other bad action that might reflect out into, just in that moment, when you are going for revenge, you are putting yourself at risk for more. You are engaging in that. And so it's actually insanity on some level. Like, yeah, like you
you might have this feeling, but you are actually putting your own fucking well-being aside, which should not happen. You know, you might convince yourself like that's okay for whatever reason, but like at the end of the day, you know, as far as I know, you only know about this one life, and like none of us really should fucking want to clock out unless it really is something worth dying for, like your family, like your fucking, you know, homestead. Literally, that's where self-defense is not the same as this argument either, because there is lots of room for defense of self and
Okay.
defense of the people you love. Like if you came to my house and you had a gun and I had to get that gun away from you to save the people, that's very different.
Tried to fight.
Oh, he's talking to a customer.
Yeah. It's this really primal thing about humans that like once somebody's been locked in that enemy zone, like we don't want to let go. And I'm saying the most evolved way you can be for yourself after something has happened is just to fucking make all the space and let it go, because your heart's gonna appreciate you for it, because all of that wickedness that you send towards somebody else, it does have a place that it goes energy wise. Like every time you think about punching somebody in the face, that is hurting you a little bit, even though they might kind of deserve it. You know, you might have those reasons. It's also just bad for the heart. You know, we have old wives' tales about things like this. You know, bitter old men have heart attacks. We know this. It's a thing. We should let go.
What's
It's
the
okay.
number one killer in America? Is heart disease. The heart's always under attack, especially in this country, physically and metaphysically.
Mm-hmm.
So hate, fear, pain, torture, trauma, whatever methods of negative repercussions that you can commence against your enemy. I think there's ways that you can deal with your enemy in ways where you don't put yourself on the line, and you're kind of doing it like Batman. Like you're going Batman on, like sometimes,
Honestly,
yeah, Batman goes in and kicks ass, but yeah.
like there is some moral obligation to try and protect other people if you have the ability to with bad people. But like, I think that's all it should fall to, because after that, it becomes a false light where you actually have taken up righteousness in that moment, and you have decided that you now have higher authority to, and like, I mean, pick your spiritual teacher, but like really when you consider life and how things are, unless somebody is a murderer, child molester, some hardcore type of sinner, I don't really think that we have a lot of room to be judgmental. Like, I really, really think that people, and even with, I mean, Jesus, like, our culture is more likely to cancel somebody on social media for some stupid shit than cancel a major celebrity who gets found out for fucking whatever heinous ass crime. You know how many murderers have still continued to make millions after they got out?
Henry Kissinger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kill me.
Right? I literally just killed you. Fatality. I just gave you a fatality, Brian. That's like the most manly game there is, isn't Mortal Kombat like the most manly game to play? Or is it the I've seen experience that went down many rabbit holes since awakening.
Okay.
I'm tired. Oh, sorry.
So my actual question though is, how do you deal with those moments, Greg? That is yours to answer. Cuts kind of gave his. He likes to let it loose. I think that's okay sometimes, but I think that you should control how you let out the dragon. The dragon should come out at certain times.
I just got the Dragon Balls.
Honestly,
Yeah, I'll
it's-
probably start slowly kicking back on my stuff.
honestly though, like real talk, it's the fucking divine warrior inside of yourself that exists for your family, for your own life, and it's not a bad thing. It just only needs to come out for the right situation.
Right. It's being in
I embrace
control
that.
of it and aware of it.
Yeah,
I
I'm
agree.
I'm the warrior, not the destroyer. You know, that energy.
So I guess with me, I guess when it depends on what they do. I guess I'll go basic. I kind of like to clown that person in maybe an artistic way.
It's great.
And that way, because I do too lash out depending on the situation. If it's really bad and I'm really mad, I'll lash out and say things. But like if I'm like nah, I'm just gonna do it like this, you know, just clown them, you know, and do something artsy with it, because that way you did something creative, you made something positive, you made people laugh, and you know, you didn't like come out and threaten or do something else, which could get you in trouble. You know, so and no, that way you didn't stoop down to their level either, depending on whatever the situation is.
Right.
So I guess if you got like a bully and they want to fight, and I've done it before. I've fought plenty of times. I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of fighting. I don't like hurting people physically unless I literally have to. Hold on. You gotta make sure the dog isn't chewing on something in the morning.
Yeah.
He usually doesn't, but we chewing
What's your
on
favorite cartoon?
cartoon or anime.
Anime.
Oh, well, Brian, you already know what my favorite anime is. Come on.
So
How come you're hiding? How come you don't have your video stream?
You wouldn't be able to see me anyway. I'm not like
he doesn't want to be fat shamed.
I'm charging my
They're
phone for
doxing you
one.
right now. Anyway, you gotta kick back, guy. They're on your ass. I mean, they were even inside your fucking unbelievable.
I'm well, no, I'm not really hiding. I'm charging my phone and I'm about to do some dishes right now.
Dishes.
So my phone, I can't have my phone propped up anyway if I'm charging it. So yeah, I'm just I'm about to do some dishes. Clean the kitchen up a little bit. That's what I really want to do tonight, but I didn't end up getting paid. So then I had to leave work early and go do plasma. And Cuts had to help me get to work today.
So there was no sign of malicious stuff going on at your spot or nothing?
No, the door was open. Everything looks like it's good in here.
Oh, that's good. That's what's up. It's probably some lost neighbors or some locals or something. I wouldn't worry about it unless they're like doing something obviously like some targeted thing.
Well, I mean, they were playing trash music, so they had to be younger. You know what I mean? I don't think old Southern people are going to listen to trap music around here where I live. This is like one of the oldest counties in Florida where I live. Fun fact, this is where President Jackson, where I live, had the most of his duels. He won every. I think he did win every duel of his, but he had most of his duels here in Jackson, Florida. Here.
So I just gotta. There is no real alien invasion going to happen. About 100% sure. Yeah, like the alien beings that
are
people
immigrants.
interact with are psychic projections from their own minds, which is like a mind-blowing concept for people to try to fucking understand. But it's like they're only real because you're fucking Santa Claus making them real. Like they're only real because you're giving them enough spiritual belief for that to sustain. And the CIA knows that because you are them, we are them, and so the CIA is planning on doing a PSYOP where they will increase the frequency of our phones at the same time as literally having a light show outside that's going to have all these fake alien spacecrafts come in, and then that's when the psychic projections within your own minds will be so solidified into the belief of aliens that you're literally going to fucking create these people.
You guys want to hear my theory? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off.
Oh no, it's all right.
And my theory is just a joke, though. You guys are like serious. I'm serious too, though. It says when there's a demonic alien invasion, there will be a defense that will render humanity to one of the most powerful beings in the universe, certain ones who follow God. It might be flying sky car propaganda, you guys. They're going to be rolling out the sky cars pretty soon, you know what I mean? And you're going to have UFOs flying this way and flying that way, and they're just, they're getting you guys primed.
I think the alien invasion are going to be immigrants, because those are technically called aliens, right?
I'm totally kidding. That shit's funny, though. You got to admit that's funny.
Yeah, I know.
It is funny.
The sky car. Hey, get out of the garbage.
No, I'm a bit concerned that somewhere in the truth community that there's someone who's possessed by an owl.
Say that one more time.
I said that I'm afraid that somebody in the truth community is possessed by an owl.
The all-seeing owl? The owl of Athena? Is that how you're saying it?
I stay awake like an owl.
Wow. Fucking guys.
You feel like an owl too?
Witness how I picked up the pace.
I think that's what Brian wanted us to say. Who?
Yeah. That.
First I see a girl butt, then I look at her face. I can't explain. I'm eating garlic bread with a steak.
Yeah, it was who. Because then I would have been like, oh.
Who are you?
Dad jokes.
Yeah, you know what they say when you feel cold, stand in the corner.
I actually do agree with what you were saying, though, Brian, like about how it's like your perception of reality, because that's, in my understanding, that's actually correct, because if you research that, like, what is it, the Project Bluebeam or whatever, where they say they're going to do all this eventually,
Yeah.
I believe that that's like facts. They seem to be doing everything like going towards that direction. But my understanding is that it is based off of what you believe in. Like if you're a certain religion, you'll believe that your God's coming back. And if you believe in aliens, if you're atheist or whatever you are, you'll believe in whatever goes along the lines of your belief. And it's just like being induced.
I used to
People
be
and
an atheist.
like you were saying, they're like turning up the Richter scale. They're like, oh, they got it on toggle. They're like, we're gonna beam the crap out of you today. And then
Did you notice how like everyone has been acting really weird since that cell phone thing happened back in October?
Listen, Space Troll.
absolutely.
I was an alien believer, and then I became a fucking modern magician. And like, honestly, like, yeah, reality totally does change when you change your perception.
I'm an
And
illegal alien.
it really is something else. What can happen when your beliefs truly change? And I did summon a UFO once upon a time, and it was totally kick-ass. And there was other people that witnessed it with me, and it made a ginormous spiral formation in the sky, and then it fucking jetted in the middle of this spiral and disappeared into a vortex, and it was gone, yo. And like, honestly, it was like one of the most kick-ass things I've ever seen. Like, I for sure am a believer, and like I actually was I had an encounter shortly thereafter, and I was abducted through a portal in my fucking bathroom. Now, my ex at the time started coming into the bathroom right as I fell into the portal, and she grabbed my hand and was almost yanked into the portal too. And then she, like Alice in Wonderland, pulled me out of this shit. And like,
Was it a portal to Nancy Pelosi?
Is that the portals do come from inside of you. Like, it's your mind is the psychic projector of this total reality. Your mind combined with all the minds of this reality, because it's not even, your mind isn't even inside your body. Your body,
do you guys believe in
it's just getting signals from the receiver that is your brain.
Do you believe in the promise of collective consciousness?
The promise of collective consciousness?
No, there was some science articles that came out like a week or so ago that I was like making kind of the premise off of my streams or my thumbnails or whatever, but it was like some articles like the promise of collective consciousness and the AI bots, and they're like, join today. So yeah, I don't know. They're talking about like turning on all the like quantum stuff and everything.
Cuts. Wait. Just wait, dude. Just wait till yeah, right.
We already are. The network just hasn't come live yet.
Oh, it's live right now.
Well, there's like the natural one that's already always there, and then there's like one they're trying to do, which would be like kind of entrapping, in my opinion.
Like a Terminator type of thing? Or?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not scared or worried about it, but it's definitely a part of our reality that's going down.
Dude, that's crazy how this AI shit is. I feel like I didn't even think about the AI stuff until just recently, but you know, this shit's been crazy. Oh, I haven't been reading Space Trolls because I've been doing dishes.
I agree with Space Troll a lot too. I do believe in higher dimensional beings and extraterrestrials and all kinds of different shit. More so than most people probably, because in my view, like, there's a vastness of all of that. Like, there's like just a whole array of everything you could imagine, probably. If in just the possibility of reality, why not?
We might be aliens.
You are everything that you can imagine and that has ever been.
Right, and it's also, I agree, it's like also yourself as well. Like, it's also just already a part of it. Like, it's already there.
You guys ever see that movie Prometheus? I think Brian has. Have you seen it, Cut? Prometheus?
I don't really watch movies like that much.
I'm kind of dying to know how you connect this back around, because it's not that great of a movie.
It's not the movie is great. It's that
part of the Alien franchise.
Yeah. So they find the planet where they think humans came from, and they find a humanoid species and they found out that they created us, and that they were gonna the aliens invaded them. What, the movie Alien, those things, and they were actually going to kill us, the Anunnaki or whatever the hell they were called in that movie. But like, it always makes me think of that movie where, are we alien to the Earth, and were we created to terraform planets, or are we created as an experiment? Are we created as a singular consciousness? Like, what exactly could it be? Because sometimes I feel like that theory can make sense, that because we always say, oh, that's not natural. Everything that humans make, we always say it's not natural. Well, if we're from the Earth and we were made here, wouldn't something that we create be therefore natural? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of share that. Sometimes I think that even all this technology is natural. Maybe the AI is like the Earth's consciousness.
That's why you can't really pollute something from the Earth if it was made from the Earth. Everything, therefore, should be biodegradable if it was created here, right? Like, example, plastic. If plastic was made here, wouldn't that technically be a biodegradable substance?
We always separate everything like, oh, what's organic or synthetic, right? But maybe that's all the same. Maybe it's all organic, even if it's synthetic.
Technically, the definition of organic is a compounds based in carbon molecular compounds, which is pretty much.
Oh, I see. So technically, that is different. I see.
Yeah.
But
and actually, the old definition of carbon base would have, or the old definition would have been not just like carbon base, but like any life form that has the ability to process nutrients and store genetic data to pass on. And they had to change that shit.
I actually learned that definition in college. So they changed it. The original definition. So, I mean, if are we technically carbon based? I mean, they say we are. It's not like I looked into my molecular structure under a microscope, but like, if they say, or we say, that apple's not natural because we grew it with GMOs or whatever, then are we natural? If everything that we do is non-natural, then are we natural to Earth or not? Like,
no,
what's going on?
We are not natural to Earth because we have modified ourselves so much. But we can get back into harmony. Truly, like it comes down to making some really hard decisions. Let me ask you, like, we all love our things, but like, does it make sense that all of us have like quite so many TVs? Like, and then like, if you talk about like, I don't know, even our cars to some extent, like if you really had access to a public truck that was badass or a public car that was badass, and it wasn't an extra thing for you to think about, like, would it be such a bad thing? Like, we should in the future be able to do this very easily once we have like AI cars. Like, why should we have to buy our own individual car? And like, community cars like just make so much sense economically. Like, you just order a car and it shows up at your house. Like, cars would actually run better if they just like were driving all the time too. And like, there's so much that makes sense about it. Like, the first 10 years of a car are its best life, and if it was just driving all the time and getting the regular maintenance from it being a community car, like, I think it would actually work out better in the long run. But like, then there's the choice of like, okay, but some people like fast cars. Some people like to build their own shit. Are we going to take away that freedom? And it's like, I don't know. Like, that's a really hard question to ask. But like, at some point, like, you have to ask yourself, like, are we being a bit excessive about just resources in general? And it's not really about the fucking global warming shit. It's about just like what makes sense. Like looking at what as humans resources mean in general. We have a finite of like just about any resource at some point, and like respecting what we have is just something you should always have instilled in you as a child. But how do we let go of that somehow from being a child and being taught that to like being adults, and we're like, well, you know, because we're caught in this matrix and we're just going along with the flow right now. But at what point did it become a societal norm to be like, you know what, all of us should have the fucking everything in your house, the every kitchen appliance, the every car that you want. Let's have, you know, people that collect cars, they have 20 fucking cars. And like, I'm not saying that it's the worst thing. I'm not saying that they're like morally like condemnable people, but like maybe that those resources would have gone into better places, and really like they weren't thinking about the people after them, you know, the actual people besides themselves.
Go lay down. Sorry, guys. I got discipline Odin. Go lay down. God, I gotta fix him. Who wants to help me fix my dog?
I think that the real answer is kind of hybrid. Like, we shouldn't be like truly communists where like you can't have your own stuff. Like, you can have anything of your own that you want to build, but like I think that we should have everything that you need available through the community, and like people then would make the choice about like, okay, like I don't need this. You know what? I'm just gonna go and watch TV at the public open lounge, you know, just in my local community, and not have a TV in my house. Like, what would that be like? What would it be like for you not to have your own a lot of things? Grills. You know how many grills there are that go to waste because we have this weird thing as Americans about loving grilling so much that we all have to buy our own grills. And like, I'm not gonna lie, like I had a collection of grills throughout my life. Like people give them to me. Like, it's just a thing.
Brian does like grills.
I mean, I love to grill, but like
He does.
there's something morally objectifiable about like everybody needing their own grill all the time. Like it's like, I don't know.
So we need like a community horror grill that's like that's just gonna take all the meat. Huh? I'm terrible. Brian's not gonna laugh. He doesn't like my joke. I like it though. I think
part of remote mind control is to make you think you are having inner dialogue with yourself when in fact you are interrogating someone mentally.
that's like gaslighting and.
What do you mean? What do you mean interrogating someone mentally? Interrogating who? Who's someone?
I think this in general is what he's saying.
No,
I think it works like that. Like we're like sometimes
like
if something's going on like that, it'll be triggering to someone that's going through something that matches the conversation.
That you're running. and you don't even know they're there.
Can you post the
What'd you say?
comment that you're
Awesome.
talking about? I can't see the comments.
Okay,
Space
listen, Space Troll, I love you, but like, can you just tone it down a little on the conspiracy on this channel? Just a tad. I know we got into it earlier, but like, it's actually what we're trying to do on our other channel, and this one we're trying to stay a little more focused in the realm of healing and getting people support. You know?
And sorry that I'm busy and just cleaning and doing stuff too.
Super
But
stoked. I'm actually super stoked. Like, I ran into my buddy yesterday, and I think I picked up another side job that's like really, really good.
That's awesome. That's great.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like
Life's
right at
going
my
super good for you.
what?
Life's going super good for you.
Yeah, it really is. It's gonna be like really worthy.
Yeah, new place, a new car, a newer job.
I'm gonna be making the snow.
He's gonna be making snow. Want to build a snowman? Cuts is gonna be singing the Frozen song.
That shit's gonna be hella ice cold type shit. I'll probably post pictures like you'll just see like freezing fucking cold.
Dude, I don't want to think about that, Cuts. That's why I live in Florida.
It'll be so cold you won't even ever see nothing so cold before.
Oh, I bet Brian can debate you on cold.
Yeah.
He lived in.
You know
Oh, I
what?
mean-
Have you guys ever watched that's a really good documentary for people that are like into science and awakening and like just wisdom and like all that type of stuff. There's one that I would recommend. It's like the race to absolute zero. How they got to the absolute temperature of absolute cold. I don't know if you guys know about that. You probably know about that.
I haven't heard about that documentary, but yeah, I know what absolute.
That sounds incredibly fucking boring.
It is boring. It's like boring science stuff.
Like, honestly, like, I can't even imagine like how long this research took them for a project that, like, now what the fuck are they gonna do with that? They better have gotten a fucking quantum drive out of it.
That's pretty much what it is. They get this other state of matter when they do that, and it's called the Bose-Einstein condensate. And what it is when you pressurize something so cold, the atoms like flip inside out, turn into waves, and the entirety of all the atoms that got compressed become one atom, and all the waves are like flipped inside out all together as one. It becomes one solid state of cold, and it's absolute zero temperature. The thing flips over, and it's like hot and cold. It's like
So it's
really
kind of like
weird.
dry ice.
It's like what a black hole is, maybe, because it's so cold and it's so dense and pressurized and cold, and it's like what they describe as like black holes, where it's like hot and cold. It's like a super massive. I don't know if they're hot or cold or not, but that's what it seems like. What it is to me, like a giant. It's when like something becomes so massive and compressed. It's a gigantic particle, or a whole planet, like 10,000 times as big as the sun. But it's so massive and compressed that the entire thing is like turns into one particle, because all the atoms are smashed so much they flip inside out. That's called a Bose-Einstein condensate, and they do that in science, and for supercomputers, they use that quantum state. It's a quantum state of matter where all the atoms exist in themselves as one, but it's really not just one, it's many. It's the absolute temperature of coldness. I don't know if that fits your discussion here, but it's interesting because it is part of I don't know. They're claiming they have it on like satellites for quantum computers now, something where it's like doing that.
I wonder what they would be using something like that for, like.
They use it for quantum computers.
Right, but I'm thinking, they say they use it for that, but I'm trying to think, would they be using it for other nefarious things? And what those nefarious things, what could they be? I mean,
Ice bombs.
what do you, what do you think, we're carrying around every day, or what we're talking on, like, think about how these phones are made. I think the phones are causing problems too with our vibration, and I'm sure everyone here can agree with that, because not only you have a computer in the palm of your hand, which is pretty much built-in information at a high speed rate, and when you have an instant thought, the problem with the phone is that it's conditioning human beings to get instant gratification. Within 3 to 5 seconds, you like this is what they do for marketing and advertising, right? They gotta get the point across within 5 seconds, because we're getting pounded by so much information at such a fast pace rate that I think genetically we haven't like evolved to the point of really comprehending the information at a level of conditioning that we can understand it and use it to not hurt our vibration and teach it correctly as well. Because I don't think this stuff is taught. I think people just have like this phone or tablet or whatever the fuck you want, whatever the fuck you have, VR headsets nowadays, Meta, all that stuff, and you get, oh man, thing I heard today, man. But all this shit is like it's instant, and I notice people instantly they need the answer. They want to know what's going on. Like they're not patient at all whatsoever about anything. And if you don't give them that answer in 10 seconds, like they fucking blast you. It's like, whoa, like, my parents aren't like that. I mean, they'll wait all day till they get an answer and they're fine. But like a lot of people, within 10 seconds, you don't give them the answer, they're fucking going at you. I don't know if anybody's noticed that, but this is an observational thing that I've noticed that humans are doing, especially since the phone's been out. And I noticed it when I was in high school. People had you remember the iTouch? Do you guys remember those?
No.
iPods, iTouch.
Yeah, okay, I do. Yeah.
I started noticing that like that's where it started like it began. Like people before then were always more patient, or I just wasn't paying attention. But then I noticed once the iPhone and iTouch and all this started coming out, like people really started losing touch with themselves, and they like have some kind of instant gratification culture that they like live in, and it's not healthy.
Yeah, I mean, that was maybe just noticeable to you and our generation as being like one of those first cultural icon get me items, but like it had started before that. It's programming, One day you're picturing that the best type of phone that you could have would just let you talk to somebody really far away, and the next day they tell you it can do anything, and like people have not been able to separate themselves from their phones just from the idea that you can do anything on it, and it's not even true. Actually, the capacity of your phone is still either for learning, communicating, or having fun on. Like it's like the majority of the applications. Like, yeah, you could send email. Like, it's the emails are communicating. Like, it's really an accessory item still, but we don't think of it that way.
Well,
You guys
yeah,
want to hear
we're
some
taught.
crazy? Some lady just like complimented me for being on my phone while I was working, for being in a discussion with you guys. She was like, "That's really cool. Wait, you're watching." She's like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "I'm talking to my friends." And then she was like, "Really? Wow, that's amazing. Like that's what I would do if I could." And then I was like, "Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of better than just." Watching something randomly, but it's weird because it's like I'm on the phone. It kind of would ordinarily be the thing distracting from communication with other people, but I'm like doing it this way where I'm like talking to you guys. I'm able to talk to you guys with it, but then I do have to like turn it down, and I can't let it distract me from with someone else.
I like how we have a nice shot of the camera above you. That is also
It's
keeping an eye on
1984.
us. I know. Is that a second camera? Is there two cameras in this shot?
Yeah, there's like a ton of them actually. No, there's like enough of they're everywhere. Even the street lights are like cameras. Even like look, you see this? I don't know if you can see the street light out there. It's those LED lights.
You got the quacking duck above your head too.
Yeah, the little duck right here.
I had to say that. I thought it was funny. A little inside joke humor. Oh. What Space Troll's saying? Yeah, Space Troll. I agree with you on how murder is glorified, and yeah, we do focus on the negative things more. Like if I were to tell you about my day, and I tell you something positive, and then I go and tell you something negative, the conversation more likely is going to go to the why did that happen? What did you do to fix that? Like, and then we just talk about it for like ever until we're done, I guess, fixating on it. So the positive thing would be Cuts gets a new job, and we talked about it for a little bit, as much as I guess we could. But I guess you can say we're different. But if he were to conversate with someone else, maybe with a customer, yeah, I got a new job, and then I don't know, my dog's sick. That person's probably gonna talk your ear off on, whoa, your dog's sick? Oh my god. Brian's falling asleep. He's been working all day. You need emotions to have character. That's true.
I was actually wondering if you were gonna maybe do a meditation tonight.
Yeah, I can do a meditation here. I know we're 2 hours in, so we gotta. I wasn't thinking about that.
Until we have more people participating, I don't really plan on letting these end or be more than 2 hours by much. Just for keeping the content pure. If you don't have something prepared, it's no big deal, Greg. We can do something else. I didn't even
think about that. I'm surprised I was even able to be on here as long as I have been. I just kind of been busy today trying to get. Usually when
I appreciate you, and once again, guys, thank you for showing up, and thank yourself for showing up when you do in your life. Thank yourself for self-care, times that you've cooked good meals for yourself. Thank yourself for brushing your fucking teeth and making sure that you take your medicine when you need it, or whatever you need to do in your life for self-care. Thank yourself for just being the person that you need to be at work.
Yeah, exactly. Be
Like,
mindful.
It's literally important to have that much self-love. Like, I am so proud of the fact that I can show up for work and pull a hard shift, and like I have that much self-love that like I show up and make sure that I am my best self at work. And Cuts is making me think about this right now, and I'm just like, I think that's hella good for your own self. It's not just ego. That's hard work.
It's hard work to be mindful and reflect, even on the bad things about yourself. Yeah, look
work
past
is
that
hard
ego.
work.
Yeah, hard work does pay off. It's not just building something or getting paid. It's hard work is building yourself, your compassion, your mindfulness, your spirit, and that's a lifetime of work. It doesn't ever stop. You got to work on that every day. There's not a day like, oh, I don't have to work on my spirit anymore. So, yeah, that's a never-ending job that we'll always have, which is fine. We can't look at it like it's a bad thing. We're just talking about earlier, Brian and I were talking about earlier, like work. I feel lost if I'm not working. Like I just don't feel like I'm in the right headspace for myself. Does that make sense?
Like you're in the right headspace? Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a better word for it, but if I'm not working, I just feel like I'm not being productive in my life, and it's not like super depression, but it's depression. It's not manic or self-loathing, but it's it's a form of depression where I don't feel like I'm needed, and when I don't feel like I'm needed, I feel lost.
Okay, we have another guest that actually wants to come in, so let's see who we have.
Sure.
Welcome.
Who is it?
How are you? Good
That's Space Troll. What's up,
good.
man?
A few things, but I wanted to chat. I'll be back. But I'll tell you guys later. I'll be back.
Well,
Okay.
we might be ending this here in a minute, right? Brian?
What? You might be what? I can't hear you.
Didn't you say that we're going to be ending this stream here in a minute?
Yeah, I just was gonna let him come say hi since he just
Yeah.
popped in as a.
What's
but,
up,
yeah,
Space
we
Troll?
are gonna do a closeout tonight. But Space Troll, how are you doing this week? Space Troll, no, Space Troll.
I think he was having audio problems. I couldn't hear him. Hey, get out of there. You're always trying to do something to him, crazy little fucker. What does Space Troll say? I see there's a comment. Wait, hold on. Let me look. What's he saying? I'm doing all right. But hey, it was nice seeing you, man. Thank you for stopping by, even if it was for a couple minutes. Yeah. No, you're safe here, dude. This is a safe space. You are safe here. You got Brian. Brian's learning to be Goku.
Sure.
Or maybe Granola. If you know who that is, you definitely follow Dragon Ball. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to say. Cuts, any closing statements, comments, concerns?
Not really. Just thank you for having us on the stream. I like these type of discussions where it's actually discussions. It's amazing.
Yeah, we'll get more refined over time. We're gonna build a crew. We'll get other guys that want to hang out every week. I'm just gonna keep showing up every week.
Yeah, more people should join. I don't need to be here all the time, every time, or like be taken over bogarting or anything. Hopefully, it will open up, and you guys will just have a plethora of ideas and people, and
I want to
keep
have
it going.
our core friends be able to consistently come in, even if we get more guests.
Right.
Because you'll also be like fan favorites to check up in with, and yeah, you're all part of the fam.
I just really appreciate it.
Yeah, I
Space
appreciate you coming on, Cut.
Space Troll, I appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
Come in the
Were
box
there any other
earlier next
comments?
week. Come in the box earlier next week, and we'll get you more involved. I want to hear how your week goes. Greg, do you want to take us out with meditation?
Let me think. I've got a good one here on top of my head. I'm trying to think of like a good one that we could do that I would do like on an internet thing, because I'm more of like a Tai Chi yoga type of meditative type of guy.
We've already gone over time a little bit. So instead of a meditation, this is one that I like to do. We're gonna breathe in deep and exhale together once, and then we're gonna breathe in really deep, and then we're gonna, instead of exhaling, we're gonna Om, and we're gonna hold an Om together. And whatever pitch naturally you fall in, listen along, and we'll try to resonate. Just feel that Om, because the real energy of the Om is that your lungs are like meant to vibrate like musical instruments, and when they do, that joy and growth that your lungs are able to experience, it sends signals all over your body. And truly, the Om is a technique that is meant to bring you into harmony with a higher state of being, and should be practiced often. And it's not just silly like overused gobbledygook. Like you're literally an instrument. We were designed to do this, and it's like only going to prolong your life. Like, scientifically speaking, it is a hella good breathing exercise. So many good reasons. But let's start out with our initial breath in and all the way out. Now all the way in. Now.
Let's hold the breath in for 3 seconds, get all that oxygen in.
Yeah, the next one we're gonna hold for 3 seconds, and then we're gonna Om again.
All right.
Hold.
I still had some air left.
All right, now we're gonna do one more, and we're gonna hold it for 5 seconds, and then we're gonna come out with ready?
All right.
All in. Hold it.
You know what's funny, Brian? That was going to be the meditation I was going to do. Was the
I'm
Om.
meditating.
That's funny that you did that.
Bless. Thank you so much. Gratitude. I love you all. Love yourselves. Love the ones that are around. Or if they can't be in a situational love with you, then move them out of your life. Phase right out of that. Go find the love in your life.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
beautiful. I love you all.
Everyone have a good night and see you next week.
Have a good night, y'all. Peace and love.
Hey, Happy New Year.
Gratitude.
All right, I'll call you.